everyone, and welcome back to Tales from the Green, where we tell stories that celebrate the rich and diverse culture here at Newington Green. So today's story is an Arabian story, a Persian story that comes from a very, very famous book called 1001 Nights. It's got quite a scary character in it, so I hope you're ready. And we'll begin by going way, way back in time. Long ago in Arabia, there lived a fisherman, and every day he would take his fishing net and he would walk down to the shore and cast his net into the sparkling sea to catch fish for his family. And most days he caught fish and was able to feed his family. But on one particular day, when the sun was beating down on the golden sands and the waves were rolling endlessly, the fisherman found that he just couldn't catch any fish. He was having no luck at all. The first time that he cast his net in, here we go, 1, 2, 3, whee, splash. He heaved the net back in, and instead of being full of wriggling silver fish, it was full of green, slimy seaweed. Oh. So he had another go. He cast his net in, 1, 2, 3, whee, splash, hauled the net back in, and this time it was full of broken pots and plates. What a load of junk. One more time. So he cast his net in for a third time. 1, 2, 3, whee, splash. And he hauled it back in, and this time there was nothing in the net. Oh, except an old glass bottle with a stopper in the top. Oh no, thought the fisherman. What am I going to do? How am I going to feed my family? I haven't caught any fish, just a load of junk. And what's this thing? And he took the old glass bottle out of the net. It was very old indeed, but no use to a fisherman. And so he was about to throw it back into the sea when he felt the bottle move in his hand. It was vibrating and humming. That's funny, thought the fisherman. Glass bottles aren't supposed to do that, and he looked at it more carefully. Very, very old it was, with a wax seal on the top. I wonder what's inside, he thought. I'll have a look. Carefully, he began to pick away the wax seal. And he saw the stopper in the top and started to pull at it. He pulled and he pulled and he heaved with all his might until the stopper came out with a whoop. And then he noticed wisps of smoke beginning to curl out of the bottle. They curled and they swirled, getting higher and higher, swirling smoke in every colour of the rainbow, swirling up high into the sky and forming a huge head and a massive body. And there, before long, an enormous genie was standing in front of the fisherman. His head was as big as a boulder. His body was like a tree trunk, and his hands the size of massive rocks. Free! Free! I'm free! Ha ha ha! Oh, it feels so good to be out of that horrible bottle. Ha ha! Now, let me see who has freed me. The genie looked down and saw the tiny fisherman kneeling on the ground, looking up at him. Oh, it was I, mighty genie. I have freed you from your cursed prison. What is my reward for freeing you? Said the fisherman hopefully. The genie looked down at the tiny fisherman. Reward? Reward? You shall have no reward, for I am going to kill you. What are you talking about? Said the fisherman. Kill me. The genie took a huge curved sword from his belt and he slashed at a cloud, cutting it in half, and then he pointed the tip of the mighty sword right in the face of the nervous fisherman. Silence, miserable little creature, and I shall tell you why I am going to kill you. Long, long ago, the great Sultan Suleiman the Magnificent trapped me in this glass bottle for all of my dark magic, a punishment. He trapped me in there and then he hurled me into the ocean. And there I bobbed and tossed and spun for century after century. All I could hear was the sound of the sea and my own breathing. All I could see was darkness. All I could feel were the glass walls of my prison. After 1,000 years in that bottle, I screamed, "Let me out! Let me out! Won't someone let me out? And I shall give you all of Persia to rule." But did anyone let me out? No. After the next 1,000 years, I called, "Let me out! Let me out! Please, someone let me out, and I shall grant you 3 wishes." But nobody set me free. For the next 1,000 years, I sat in that bottle and I got angrier and angrier and angrier. I said to myself, if ever I get out of this blasted bottle, I shall kill whoever releases me and then everyone else in the whole world. And now, little worm, your time has come. But the fisherman wasn't kneeling down anymore. Oh no, he was standing, looking up at this massive genie, and his arms were folded, and he had a little smile on his face. He'd had an idea. "Come on, genie," he said. "Do you expect me to believe that you came out of this tiny bottle? Look at the size of you. There's no way that you could fit in this little bottle. Come on, stop pulling my leg. Where did you really come from?" The genie roared, "How dare you, you insignificant little cockroach? Of course I came out of that bottle. Now stay still while I chop you up into cubes, skewer you, and put you on the barbecue." But the fisherman said, No, Genie, come on now. I don't believe you. I mean, look at the size of you and look at the size of the bottle. You crept up behind me when I wasn't looking, didn't you? Yeah, that's how it happened. "I came out of that bottle," said the furious genie, and he hacked at a cloud with his big sword and cut it into ribbons. "I did come out of that bottle. Now stand still." "No, Genie, did your mum not tell you that it's not right to tell lies? Come on. There is no way that you could... Look at you. Look at this. Look, even I couldn't fit in this bottle." And the fisherman picked up the bottle and he tried to put his toe inside of the net. "Look, you see? I can't fit in it. So there's no way that you could." "I don't believe you." Now the genie was furious. He jumped up and down on the sand. The sea started to boil. He banged on the sky in fury. I did come out of that bottle. I did. "Well," said the fisherman, "if you did, prove it. Show me that you can fit in that bottle." The genie roared, and then he scowled and he put his sword back in his belt, and then he began to melt into multicolored smoke, which curled and it swirled down, pouring back into the bottle. And when the last wisp of smoke went into the bottle, a little voice could be heard. "You see, I did come out of this bottle." But the fisherman grabbed the stopper and he stuck it back in the bottle, and he pushed and he pushed and he pushed until the stopper was stuck fast. "Hey," said the genie in the bottle, "let me out of here! Let me out at once, you horrible little worm!" "Oh no," said the fisherman, "I'm not letting you out, you murderous genie. In fact, I think it's time for you to have another swim." He held the bottle back. The genie cried out, "Hey, please, please, I'll give you all of Persia. I'll give you 3 wishes if you only let me out of the bottle." But the fisherman reached back and then he hurled the bottle back into the sea, where it landed with a splash. And then he listened, but all he could hear was the sound of the waves lapping on the shore. "Thank goodness for that," he thought. And then he picked up his fishing net, because he thought it might be a good idea to find another area to fish. And he told all of his friends who were fishermen not to fish in this area, just in case any of them should catch a murderous genie in an old glass bottle. Well, I hope you enjoyed that story, The Genie and the Fisherman. It's a very, very old story. I do feel a bit sorry for the genie. He was stuck in the bottle for 3,000 years, but there's no excuse for wanting to kill people. And that fisherman was very clever in getting the genie tricked back into the bottle. Well, that's all for this week. You know where to find us. Come and join us again for Tales from the Green. Take care. Bye.